Oh, yeah. City Pigeons are back, baby, and it's the best time of year. Let's go. Phils clinch the division. Eagles pull out a narrow, very stressful victory. Red October's right around the corner. Things couldn't be better. Things couldn't be better.
Things should be better. Shorts and hoodie weather.
Things could be better.
Correct.
I don't know about that. So everybody is ready. You got to clear your schedule. I saw our boy Mike the Mayor, right? Mike Bishop had a tweet out about how in October, you kind of show up to work. You're not really getting much done. You're ready for the next game. You don't even know what time the game is. That's the vibe, man. That's where we're about to head to. I think the Phils are going to start not this weekend, a week.
Does that mean that October is different from every other month that I'm working?
I won't be actually showing up to work next week as I have been furloughed. So
okay,
I'm going to start a little GoFundMe for
just for that week, though, right? Just for that week,
for 1 week at a time.
Okay, so if anybody has any odd jobs for next week for Rocky, let us know. I am Jesse Rendell. I'm here with the esteemed Mike Meech. Meech, how's it going?
It's going just fucking great.
Aforementioned Rocky, who is taking on any offers for side work next week. Let's head over here to see our buddy, the Finkster in the Fink tank. How we doing, Fink?
That's a nice hoodie, Fink.
You like that hoodie? We got some new City Pigeon stuff available for the public. We'll get into that a little bit. And then let's go ahead and head over here. We got the Good Heart Bar back in action, folks. Look at this.
That's a nice hoodie, Good Heart.
That's a nice hoodie, too. How you doing, Mark? What's up?
All these nice hoodies.
No. What is up?
I'm doing freaking great. For all the reasons you said. This is next week when baseball starts at 1 p.m. It's second to maybe only the NCAA tournament, but college basketball is kind of irrelevant these days. So I'll go that next week's number one.
All right.
See, Temple got a 4-star recruit today
I
for
did.
basketball.
I did. No one cares.
Baby.
All right.
Rocky, so can you tell the people what your skills are, like, for these odd jobs? Like, what can you do?
Do you have a particular skill set?
For $8, what could you do?
I can do a lot for $8, man. What are you talking about? I have a wide range of skill sets, so I can do a lot of things. I can go play golf with you. I can watch your kids.
I can watch kids?
I can watch your children. I could come to your house, do any kind of odd jobs you got. I'm quite handy. I can just sit around, lay on your couch, and entertain you for a couple hours if you need, whatever you need. No sexual favors, no Diddy stuff, nothing like that. So
no
anything you need.
Jesus.
And I have a master's degree in finance. So if you need any bean counting or anything like that, just holler at me.
Can you help me make some more money?
Yeah,
can figure it out.
Show me your cost, and I can see where we can
All
cut
right,
some
let's
costs.
Get those costs down.
How many bottles of lube do you keep in your house?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Whoa.
Fink wants to know if you could put roast beef and asparagus and balsamic vinaigrette onto a hoagie roll. If so, he's got some work for you.
Need some sharp provolone on there.
I'm
What's
ready.
the ratio you
I'm
put
ready.
on there, huh?
I worked in restaurants for a long time.
Oh, let's go, Rocky.
I'm familiar with the
hoodies.
kitchen.
All right. Well, Rocky, we're sorry for you, and we're gonna get you some opportunities, okay? Because that's the least that we can do. All right. So we had the Phillies clinching the division. We're watching them out of the corner of our eye right now as they attempt to secure the first round bye.
Who's
which
pitching?
I just wanted to say, is that Orion Kirkering on the mound, folks?
Is
that Orion Kirkering? Is this
Ryan Kirkering on my t-shirt?
Look at this. Are you wearing the one and only Orion Kirkering consolation shirt? Look at this, folks. Look at this, folks. Look at this. Look at this.
Wow, that's hot.
Guys,
fire.
this is amazing.
All it's missing is the Independence Blue Cross patch on the sleeve.
Yeah, we should have done that too.
Just to ruin it.
Yeah, we should have done that too.
Don't let your eyes deceive you. The shirt is not pink. It's actually red.
Yes, it is red. We got the Orion Kirkering shirt. It's available at brotherlyswag.com.
We got
you can check out the City Pigeons. I'm going to get to all that.
Code,
I just want everybody to know brotherlyswag.com. You can go there and get City Pigeons merch. And we're going to talk a little bit about the hoodies and all that later. But yes, real quick. So you mentioned the 1 o'clock baseball game. That when I have like a 1 o'clock Phillies playoff game during the weekday, that throws everything off for me. Now, if they get the bye, I assume they'll avoid that scenario. Most likely, Meech, you're the authority on this, right?
Most likely. But what's pretty cool is I think Major League Baseball has realized how great the atmosphere is at night at Citizens Bank Park. So I think they're going to do whatever they can to get that as the primetime game, because it almost makes the baseball game cinematic. I swear to God, it's so much. I mean, if they could get like the Yankees or something, but if they could get us over the Dodgers, they'll put us at the prime time and put them later.
And they can also throw the Dodgers as a West Coast when they're
Right.
Yeah,
home.
that's what we said.
But
Put 'em on
I
late.
do dislike the afternoon baseball playoff game. It feels like it takes some of the luster and the
Okay. For my own planning
Adrenaline
purposes,
part of
I was thinking about something today. When you get into the Major League playoffs, I don't know how I can't remember this. I've done this for 2 years now. Do the games,
well, they keep
the
switching.
primetime games, though, they start later, don't they? Or do they still start at they don't
8:07.
right, but that's my point. They don't start at 6:40 or 7 o'clock.
No.
Right. Because I remember
But there's a 4 or 5 o'clock slot, and I do like the 8:07 because it gives you time to maybe work like a half a day before your mind starts racing towards like all
Right.
I can think about is the game.
that happens.
I also do like the 4 or 5 o'clock game where you go there and it's light out. And then
Yeah.
by the end of the game, it's dark out.
Yeah, I'm better with that, to be honest with you. Somewhat related topic as we talk about the Phillies clinching the division. I think we've talked about this before. I just want to get everyone's position on this. One of our buddies was like, yo, you can get those division shirts at freaking Rally House. And immediately the rest of us are like, why would you get a division championship shirt?
I was like, who are you talking about? I
Yeah.
remember
So,
that
and
comment.
my position on this is I will never buy a division or a
conference.
Mark is looking at me and about to say, I like it. No, I won't buy any of that. If you were to have it and they don't win the championship, then it's just a reminder of the fact that you didn't get to where you want to get to. That's my policy. Mark, I see you over there just dying to say something. Go ahead.
I agree. But if you look in my closet, I have hats upon shirts from division championships and conference championships and all this stuff. And like, I can't even wear it. And it pains me. But I decided this year I'm not buying any of it.
Can't.
But in the past I have, and I have like Super Bowl stuff from when the Eagles lost. And it's like, can you wear it? I mean, I see other people wearing it. And I'm like, well, we lost.
I
that
have
Super Bowl.
the Kelsey jersey from the last Super Bowl, and
You love Kelsey.
I'm cool with Kelsey. I know you got a little bit of an
Okay.
issue with him right now.
You have the jersey.
I have the jersey, and every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't think I can put this on. It's just like it's something about it. Like I got the Foles jersey from the year that they won. I was like, I'll throw this on anytime. But something about that Super Bowl patch that they lost, it stains it to me. I can't do it. Yeah.
But in that case, I think it's a little easier because they won it before. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm saying they won the other Super Bowl.
Okay.
Like if you're wearing a Kelsey Super Bowl 52, or I forget which one it was. Which one was it that they lost? 52?
No,
Or they win
52 they won.
52 they won.
Or was it 54?
54.
I don't even freaking know. Point is, because Kelsey won a Super
Roman
Bowl,
numerals.
for me, if I was wearing a Kelsey jersey with the second Super Bowl patch, that would actually be a little bit less painful. It is still a reminder, though.
How about this? I have the conference championship hat
Oops.
from the year they won the Super Bowl. But why the hell would I ever wear the conference championship hat when they won the Super Bowl?
Because it's reminiscent of that year. It's cool. It's fine. You can wear whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, tell him, Meech.
But here's the thing here's the thing that sucks about today. I'm not trying to be a dick, honestly, but here's what sucks about today. Back in like 2004, I remember I had an Eagles Super Bowl shirt when they lost down in Jacksonville to the Patriots. But I wore it for the next few years just because I liked the shirt. But also the shirt was like $25. Now the shirts are $45. I'm not buying a shirt that says we're the beasts of the East for the Phillies for $45 and have them get swept out of the first round.
Yeah.
I'll be a fucking laughing stock. My children will laugh at me. I don't have
Okay.
that financial investment to buy a shirt for $50 that says Beast of the East to wear for 3 days.
Okay, now here's the question. Trevor says the October ready shirt when they clinch the playoff spot is a gem. But again, let's say you buy the October ready and then they lose in the first round. You can never wear that again. I was just going to say, I know this. Now, hold on, Mark. Show this to the camera. Mark has the
2022.
red October.
Like I want to be reminded of that.
2022.
Thank you.
Dude,
Thanks for that.
like I appreciate you wearing that shirt tonight. It couldn't have been any better. You know,
But isn't Red October like ubiquitous? Like, isn't that a thing in Philly?
You know, it's
Yeah.
funny. I saw you wearing that shirt, and I felt like that was the idea, and I
Does
kind
the
of
back
agree.
of that shirt says
That's
no
why I
hit
wear
by the
it, because
Houston
to me, Red
Astros in the
October
World
is
Series?
just a thing.
I kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with you. If it says Red October and we're about to start Red October again, I'm kind of cool with that. You know,
And the other thing is, if you look at the 2022 roster and you look at the 2024 roster, a lot of the same guys. So I feel as though this is still in the moment.
yeah, I would say I was just thinking that way in my head and saying it's like a continuation of that. So I'm kind of with it. But like, you know, could anyone walk around and wear an 2023 NLCS shirt around after we lost to the freaking D-backs?
Yeah, I mean, I would
No.
much at this point, I would much rather spend $50. I don't even buy vintage T-shirts. I never have, but I would rather spend $50 on a vintage T-shirt from like 2017 than spend $50 on some T-shirt from today, which isn't even that creative. It's shit quality and might not even last you another year.
What about
So-
$50 on a chili bet parlay?
Oh,
Absolutely.
So
That's called
That's
an
an
investment.
investment,
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. There's a
Wait.
difference.
all this time,
You can't resell a
This guy
Fanatic
over
shit
here-
T-shirt that when they get eliminated.
Fink, you've been kind of like quiet on this, and I want to hear from you. Do you agree? Like, where are you at on this whole thing? Red October.
I just think people should wear what they want to wear, like Meech said. Like, why are you being a little hater over there, man? It brings someone joy, and you're like, you can't do that.
Does
They're
it bring
excited
them?
for the
If
East.
you have the means and you like being in the moment, spend $400 on a Jeff Hamilton fucking leather Phillies postseason coat. I don't give a shit.
But I'm the same way. I wouldn't pay $45 for
Right,
an East
but-
shirt either. 'cause
Right.
You know, as somebody who's got to pick and choose which T-shirts I spend $50 on, I'm not buying that.
if I remember correctly, you got the World Series hat from 2022.
Yes, never haven't worn it since,
Ex-
and I regret the purchase.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear.
But I bought the Nick Foles Super Bowl jersey before the Super Bowl. It's one of my favorite purchases ever. I bought the Jalen Hurts jersey before the Super Bowl, and I got it from the Eagles Pro Shop, and it was a Fanatics joint. All the shit was crooked, so I'll never wear that again, just because of the memory of the Super Bowl jersey and all the crooked fucking numbers on it. But it just brings back. I will never wear that again. I mean, it might as well be trash.
Trying to remember.
Can I come clean on something that I actually don't admit in public, but I will admit tonight now that we're
Absolutely.
Is it about
subject
bong water?
to our thousands of viewers. I was in the pro shop and I knew I was going out to the Super Bowl for Minnesota, and my wife is telling me to buy the Nick Foles Super Bowl jersey. And I was like, no, the future of the franchise is Carson Wentz.
Mm.
And I bought the Carson Wentz
No.
Super
even
Bowl
though he was
jersey.
injured and not
Yeah.
playing.
Did you
And
buy a headset with it?
I have never worn it since. And I almost think that
Crushing.
we should burn it when we baptize Brad at the Jacksonville.
Yes, let's
No,
do it.
see, I'm not down with burning jerseys either.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not either. That's
man,
not cool.
it's
Me
not-
neither. I don't like it either, but I just don't know what to do with it. And it's burning a hole in my closet.
Especially
and I
someone
hate
that
it.
religious. You might put a hex on you,
Mhm.
an AO1
hate it.
hex.
You could probably sell it on eBay. and
It's
get a couple
embarrassing.
bucks.
It's embarrassing that I made that decision.
Hey, I've made more embarrassing decisions than that. Don't feel bad, pal.
Now, did you go out and get the
I
Nick
bought
Foles
a
jersey?
Markel Fultz rookie card once.
Did you
because
then
thought
get
he
the
was gonna
Nick
be the
Foles
best
jersey
defensive
too?
player.
I had that Markel
I did
Fultz
not.
rookie card.
You didn't?
I did not, because I felt like it was sort of, making up for an error. And
So, do you have a jersey from that Super Bowl?
I only have the Carson Wentz, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to get the patch taken off and put it on like my Fletcher Cox jersey.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
I feel good about that. We saw a guy at the bar the other day who came in with this wild Eagles jersey and had the captain's patch on it, but the captain's patch
Oh,
was
that jersey
upside
was
down.
terrible. And it, wait, that jersey, the half of it was black.
Yeah,
and half
that
of it
was just
white.
wild, man.
That looked like a straight up Chinatics.
Yeah, that's
special.
that
right
was
there.
wild.
So,
Well-
Mark, you can get about, if I'm looking right now on eBay, you can get about $30 for that Carson Wentz Super Bowl jersey if you want to. If you want to hawk it on eBay,
And
Maybe
go.
give it
That's
to
all
Raj
people
and let
wanna
him
buy it
sell
and
it.
burn it.
And
For
with
next
$30,
week.
I could buy 2/3 of a Beast of the East
Yeah.
T-shirt.
or we can just rip the name tag off the back and put Brown on the back.
And that's why I see
But he
these
wasn't on the
guys.
team.
I see these guys.
I'm not big on the duct tape jersey thing.
We take it up to A-Best Swag. They work their magic. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
A-Best Swag.
So I see these guys wearing the "We Own the East" jersey or shirts, and that's super cool. I feel like if you're on the team or you're part of the front office. Now, given that they didn't win the division for 13 years, it is a nice accomplishment. But again, the same rule applies. Like, if you don't go anywhere,
I'm probably in the minority here because I saw, I watched the clincher. I saw the celebrating. I didn't give a shit. I'm like so far beyond that now. I mean, I know I'm a shitty person because of it.
You're not a shitty person.
You should,
you're a shitty person for other reasons.
You should right for many reasons. I'm a shitty person. This is just one of them. But you should celebrate the little things. And I don't give a shit about winning the NL East. It means nothing to me.
I also did not.
I mean,
okay, but let me ask you a question because
I don't blame them celebrating, but I don't give a fuck.
All right, so that's this is a good segue because this is where I was going. Anyway, there have been some people who
Spike Eskin.
Right. Spike said, and I had a friend of mine who said the same thing. They shouldn't be celebrating. Obviously, they always forfeit that game after the celebration. They still are in the mix for the bye and potentially the number 1 seed. I mean, think about it like this real quick, guys. What if the hangover game really is the difference between them getting home field advantage in the NLCS?
Play the whole entire season to blow it on one. Like you could have had that one game. I get where everyone's coming from, but also, listen, man, I went out drinking a million times. I'm fine by 5 o'clock the next fucking day, man. I can.
Yeah, but Meech, respectfully, you're fine when you show up to the computer to do whatever you need to do.
No,
it's a little different than
I get
I'm fine to face 100
thrown
miles.
at me at 7 o'clock every night.
No.
You don't know.
No.
They're young athletes. They can rebound back.
Like,
remember
they
that?
were Xfinity with the
Fuck up,
kids.
soldier.
They
I didn't get hungover when I was 28.
Get some fucking electrolytes.
Yeah,
Drink
remember
some
pickle juice. You're back. You're back on the horse.
Real quick. I found that shocking. And they just go to a level, and I feel bad for them because the whole thing is just put out there, right?
Yeah.
They just go to a level, though, where it's like, oh, man, they're going that hard in the locker room. Then they show up at Xfinity Live after, right? And they're having fun. They've got babies. What time was that? Like, what time was that? You know what I mean?
They've got nannies, too, buddy.
Yeah, but these babies were awake, right? These are awake babies. I guess a baby doesn't really sleep. But to me, it was just like, damn, dude.
They got to experience winning the
And they're like, we're not sleeping tonight. So,
if you won the NLCS, Dean and Roz will be fired up and out there raging.
NLCS, yes, because I'll be going to the World
NL
Series.
East?
No,
Division,
listen, no one's diminishing the accomplishment. And in fact, I believe they should be able to celebrate.
I think all their kids should have been arrested for curfew.
We talked about this earlier. The
Xfinity should be fine. Why do they have kids in there that late?
Right.
That's
where the kids drink, where the babies drink.
I saw a baby
kids
with
have
a bottle.
identification?
Just boozing.
So the Major League season is so long and it's such a grind. If you win the division for the first time in 13 years, you should absolutely be able to celebrate. I'm just sitting here thinking.
Yeah, but nobody on the team has been here for 13 years, so you can't even tell it to them in that respect.
Whatever. My point is, those guys have to go play that game every day. It is a grind. They should be allowed to celebrate. But at the other side of the token, I'm sitting here thinking, damn, what if one game does really, what if that hangover game does decide? Because that could be huge, dude. Having going all the way out to LA and starting 2 games in Chavez Ravine, right? That's going to be real. That's going to be different, than starting it here. So I don't want to be like a boomer take. You know what I mean? All right, we have a special guest here to offer his opinion. We knew. Here he is.
I have to say one thing now.
Chaz Rock is in the house, folks.
Show everybody your pat of dunks.
Well, it's kind of hard to get him up to the camber, but what are you going to say?
The JSP.
Yeah, the JSP Temple is dope. Shout out Jimmy Garecki.
4-star.
Let's go.
We're back,
All right.
baby.
But
We're back.
would you rather it be that or a quarterback trying to talk haikus to you after a game and try to explain something to you in another fashion that is way more unrealistic? The guys wanted to party for one night. They're back at it tonight, 9-5 right now. I mean,
and again, listen,
give him some.
I'm not against it. I support it, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking. I was first thinking, okay, we just need to win 2 out of 5 games to get a bye, which is the most important thing. And by the way, it seemed like catching the Dodgers was unrealistic a little bit at the time. But now we're a half game back or something? We're a half game back. So I'm starting to think shit.
That game is.
What
going
if
to
that?
matter.
Yeah, and you know what the truth is, man. You can say whatever you want. That game, we've seen this now 3 years in a row, right? Where that game is just a joke. It's just a joke. It just is, and that's just the way it is, you know. And so, if the coach had said, "Look, guys, sorry, not this year. Go clinch, go out and fight for the number 1 seed, and until that's not attainable, we're not doing this." I hear you. Like it might not be the best thing for team chemistry.
That'd be an
flip side.
alternative move, but I almost think it's a Major League Baseball organizational decision. Like they were at Shea Stadium ready to, party. Like all that shit was ready. That's what's so insane about it is, all that shit is set up. It's ready to go.
I don't think
And it's like beyond
seen,
the players. It's not a player decision. It's an organizational decision.
But I've never seen
it's
a
Major
team
League Baseball
win a
decision.
division and not celebrate. It doesn't happen.
I think
they don't just go back in the locker room, shake each other's hands,
Yeah.
answer some questions from the media, and go home. I've never
Okay.
seen it happen.
Okay.
you
In
have to
fact, when they clinched
Never.
the playoff berth, it was very subdued.
I think when you
They
have
had
to
like
celebrate.
a little toast,
No,
and they moved on. No, when
Who?
the Phillies, when they clinched the berth before they clinched the division,
This season.
they had a very
Well-
subdued thing. But normally, when they were out of the running for the division,
right.
and
Then
they clinched the playoff berth, it's a full blown
yeah.
celebration.
Now it was
So
a
I actually
foregone
wasn't-
conclusion that they were going to win the division, so that's why they didn't
Fair
celebrate.
enough, but all things considered, every other team that clinches a playoff spot is going nuts.
Okay, but we have to be a little bit objective here. The Phillies have become professionals at this. Like they're going as hard and as far as you can, especially the young guys. And I love it. You love to see it. It's great content. It's fun. I think in years past, if I recall correctly, once they clinched whatever they clinched, there was nothing left to be decided.
Right.
They weren't in this position.
Yeah, they didn't. Have
And that's my only gripe at all is like, shit, what if we really do have the chance to have home field advantage throughout? And by the way, I'm not even, what's
we have the
Hold on.
tiebreaker over
Wait.
Dodgers too.
Can I just ask
That
one other?
matters.
what about,
to you.
no, for 1 second, what about American League? Where are we at now? They're too far ahead, right? I don't know Meech, do you know, do we have a chance would we have a chance at the whole thing for the World Series?
Does home field advantage even depend on that? I don't even
It
know.
does.
Yeah.
It depends on the records. Does anyone know? Fink, can you look this up? We should know this.
I saw.
Yankees
Like,
have
the
92
Yankees.
wins. We have 93. We're with the Dodgers. Both have 93.
Okay, so we could
Yeah.
be talking about the difference between home field advantage in the freaking World Series, guys. Like, I'm torn, man, because I'm all for having a good time. I know it's the character of the team, it's the makeup of the team. But if we end up missing out on this by that one game,
No,
you're
what
gonna
you
have
got to
to-
How
do
about
is you
this?
got to
It's way
celebrate.
more money in the franchise's pocket. Maybe they should.
Dude, you got to celebrate when you set a goal and you achieve that goal.
Yeah.
Okay, but
You
what's
got
your
to
goal?
celebrate a little bit there. You can't
I'll
take it to
never-
the
a
extreme.
little
bit.
I'll never shame a team for celebrating.
you gotta-
winning.
I
You
think
gotta
we need to
celebrate.
get back to the point, though.
But you
the
just
point-
don't celebrate to the level that they celebrate. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you
Like,
don't really know what.
Hoisting babies at 1 a.m.
Yeah,
They,
that's
they
like-
could have been home in bed by 3:30. That's fine. You got a game at 7 the next day.
By the
And
way-
you had
but
Walker on the mound too. No one's talking about that part.
By the way, Charlie,
that
Trevor-
was a punting game anyway.
Right.
Trevor points out that you, and this is something that anyone who knows Charlie knows, he will be by far the guy who's the furthest into the celebration, late at night, and then somehow wake up at 7 a.m., disappear, and go start immediately parenting all of his children. No one understands how he can do that. Charlie, can you speak to that real quick? What's your superpower?
The superpower is definitely focusing your life on things that matter when they matter, toughening you through it. It's a very Charlie Manuel-esque lifestyle
Right.
for October. I mean, it's that
Right.
grind that you
Yeah.
really want to get. You want to focus your mind on. I think
Beautiful.
you can numb it out too. It's like,
Yeah. But then you hit that wall at like 11 in the morning, right? Everybody
no, man,
does.
you just gotta
No, you just keep
gotta
going?
keep plowing, dude.
That's when you
Yeah.
just crack that next one,
Here,
right?
Let
Yeah,
me
I
let me
got
ask
you.
everybody a question. If there's one team in the National League they don't want to face, who would it be? Because I got a clear answer.
Padres.
Easy.
I-
Easy Padres.
Honestly, for me, what I saw from the Mets, I hate to say this, but what I saw from the Mets over the past couple weeks, the way they were slapping us around, hitting the long ball and looking,
I'm not worried about the
super
Mets.
confident.
Can I just
And I'll go a third team. I'll go Arizona. I think they're just like sneaky good. and they've got that weird stadium.
So we
with
don't
the-
want to see anybody.
with the weird lighting.
We just
We're
want
the best thing in baseball. We don't want to see nobody.
we just want to skip to the World Series.
And the Dodgers only have a 50-50 guy. So
You
we're good.
asked everybody
I'm
who
just kidding.
the one team is.
But
Okay.
everybody's got a different answer. I wasn't expecting that.
No,
All right.
I truly think that the MLB really wants the Mets to be this like next thing. They're doing all this like flashy stuff now, where it's like everybody's doing all this like this kind of
like the
stuff.
stuff the
Hogan?
Phillies have been
And
doing
they-
for years.
And it's like the MLB really wants them to be a thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some definite like siding, but let's just
All right.
I'm just
We don't know.
Chastradamus is just saying right now.
Chastradamus.
Let's look
Roger
forward
Chastradamus.
to the MLB
All right.
for like they're going to favor this like little what do they do in their like dugout when they got the rap song and like all this stuff.
Oh, I heard something about that, but I immediately ignored it. Okay.
I'm
before-
just saying, look for it.
I got you.
Before
My
we
last
move
word.
on, before you move, can someone answer me this? Why doesn't Ohtani pitch right now?
He had Tommy John surgery, bro.
Tommy John.
Okay, all right, that's all.
But didn't this coach say that he might?
He
pitch?
could potentially come back in the playoffs, but they're not going to do that.
Thanks. That's all.
Before we move on from the Phillies, Jesse, I just have one comment on these celebrations. And I know I'm like the old curmudgeon, but the ski goggles and the press getting ready to go in the locker room with rain gear, like, I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, grow up, man up. I mean,
On-
I
on
want to
whose
see
part?
the old school Howard Cosell in
You
the
want people's
three-piece
eyes
suit,
burned out with
getting
champagne,
champagne in
Okay.
his eyes.
Chill for a
The
second.
players
going home to
are
their children.
honestly, man, the fuck up.
Whoa.
You just won the division. It's okay to get some beer in your eyes. The ski goggles,
Okay.
He wants that.
so weak.
He wants that Chris
The
Bosh.
fact that they hand them
Chris
out
Bosh
and every
photo.
player wears them,
Wait,
I
wait.
hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I
You
win
know
the
what I'm talking
beer
about,
league
right?
softball championship, and I ain't wearing ski goggles.
Oh my gosh!
Okay, hold on, stop. Hold on for a second.
I'm so
I want to say a couple of
scared.
things. I want to say a couple of things.
Fink's scared
I've
now.
never
Help.
seen him that worked
Mom,
up
pick me
before.
up.
I
Okay,
hate it.
all right, real quick. Look, this is a phenomenon that has tracked a separate phenomenon. All right, it used to be like spray some champagne, for the first couple minutes, and then everyone just get hammered. At a certain point, and I don't understand this, I really don't.
Who's the first person you ever remember wearing the ski goggles? For me, it was David Ortiz. He's the first one I ever saw.
Okay, but hold on, real quick. At some point, though, it changed, and pouring full beer over each other's head over and over and over became what they do. And so at that point, if just continuously for 45 minutes, people are coming up behind you and Ranger Suarez is sneaking up behind you, pouring 3 beers over your head, then I don't think you can honestly not have these goggles on because your eyes are just burning. So it used to be different, man.
Here's where I
Here's
was.
my counterpoint.
Now, hold on.
If you're gonna,
No,
you
already-
can't make a point and a counterpoint right the fuck after it.
Yeah,
Hold on, buddy.
chill.
Jesus Christ.
Order in the court.
Order in the court. We got 2
Yo.
lawyers going at it right now. This can
These
go
are-
on all night.
These are superstar athletes who depend on their vision to hit a
oh,
baseball.
come on.
And there's champagne corks popping. And they could go anywhere, man. And especially if you're not used to doing it and you just shake some shit
That's
up.
a good
The
point.
shit could fly out without you even poking it out.
Easy,
Then
bro.
you lose an eye. Now you're out for the remainder of the playoffs. And you're like, if only he was wearing some Oakley ski goggles.
Wade Boggs was smoking.
They didn't do that shit back then.
Wade Boggs was
They didn't
smoking
pop
all
the
these guys in
champagne
batting,
in
and
their
he was
fucking
taking
eyes.
champagne,
They didn't
Miller
do all
Lite,
that shit.
We have to
bottle
pull this
corks,
together.
and all
Yeah,
of
let's
it
pull this
right
back
in
in.
his
Rein
eye.
this in, Jess.
He didn't
Rein
care.
this
You're
in.
Came
getting
out the
worked
next
up over
day.
nothing.
And he
Guys,
Rein this
raked.
in, Jess.
How many, what fucking episode is this? Someone tell me.
97.
Have you not learned at this point that you both can't talk at the same damn time? Okay.
But whoever is louder wins. That's how arguments work, Jesse.
So shut the hell up for 1 second.
Rein
All
this
right,
in.
Fucking
Shut
arguments
sir.
work.
The hell up for 1 second.
How about the
Okay.
Eagles?
All right. We got to get it to the Eagles eventually.
My
But
only counterpoint is if you're going to do it this
he
way,
didn't understand.
then no. If you're going to do it this way, then these teams are missing, and MLB's missing the point. The celebrations should be sponsored by Burton or Oakley, and they're really missing something here. And I would
What
like a
if they are?
percentage
Okay.
of the
Celebration
deal.
probably is
Stop.
sponsored
Pay
by
attention.
Burton or Oakley.
Do you not see who makes the goggles?
It's always Oakley.
He just went from outrage to looking for
Do
sponsorship
you know who makes the
money
goggles?
for the MLB.
It's new era, bud.
Can I?
It's
before
new
we-
era.
okay, before
And you know
we-
why? because they got a freaking deal.
When's
Open
the-
your eyes.
When's the last time you saw someone wearing a new era pair of goggles on a ski or a snowboard mountain?
They're
Never.
Oakley guys.
Because they're not made for that. They're made for getting beer.
They're
poured
made.
all over your
They're
head.
made for wusses
I'm
who
gonna have to
can't
mute
take
him. Yeah, I'm gonna have to
champagne
mute him.
in their eyes.
I'm gonna have to mute him.
Mic drop.
Let's get
I'm
him out
out
of here. All right.
You can
Thank you.
mute it.
Thank you for dropping that, Mike. Jeez.
I didn't know they were new era guys.
Wow.
Man.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Look. So here's the thing. Phil's clinched the division. Red October is on the way.
Think
we
scared.
are already. No, see that's what I'm talking about right there. We are already cooking up some wonderful.
Yeah, the psych ward just came in to take good part.
But seriously, we got some good stuff coming. We're formulating some plans right now for you people to come and do things with us. We might have a tailgate. I'm not sure, but we're definitely gonna have some action here at the Coop. You're gonna have to come watch
We'll
the
have
game with
something.
us.
Yeah,
all right?
real quick. If you like the argument coming from the Goodhart Bar and you need a lawyer that will fight for you in court and argue for you in court, the way he argued for not wearing ski goggles in the locker room when you're getting
Was impressive.
champagne poured in your face, you know who to call.
Boom, boom.
The Goodhart firm.
And listen, when Dev is running in those locker rooms, she's not gonna be wearing rain gear. She's hardcore, right, Fink? No rain gear.
I'm so scared. I never heard you yell so much.
I seen Dev's friend Alex Coffey got.
Yeah, she got. I seen her
Yeah.
getting poured right over her head.
She got attacked.
Listen,
that
all
than
I know
something-
is this.
Better
If-
that than something
hey,
else.
weak. If
Take it
I,
back to Howard Cosell, Bob Costas.
I think you already said this. But thank you. We
Don't
get
you,
your point.
don't you remember
We
when
get your
Deion
point.
Sanders attacked Tim McCarver in the locker room with champagne? That was back when you're talking about. You want to take it back to that?
I gotta
Let's
say
go.
this: if my significant other was anywhere, I would not want her in that locker room with those dudes without their shirts on, all lathered up and all that alcohol.
Dong
man.
swinging around. Come on.
Come on, Ron.
Do you guys want me to
Damn.
take my shirt off? You want to see what I'm
Yeah,
working with, dude? Like what the
No.
fuck?
Wait,
No.
Fink, I have seen your Christmas card collection and everything showing your little hairless bum, dude.
Jesus.
Can you speak to that?
Yeah, we're off the rails, man. We're off the rails.
Yeah,
Just
can you
bring,
speak
bring
to
this
that?
back in.
You want me to pull it out now?
Bring this back
so.
in.
If
All
you don't
right.
think we're ready
Yeah,
for Red
before the
October,
show, I was
let's
doing
go.
Eagles research. Now before we even
Okay.
get to them, we're talking about Fink's hairless bum.
Real quick.
Quote
And Dong
unquote.
swinging around in the locker
That was you.
room.
That was you. No one said dong swinging around but you. Okay, so that's you. All right.
Rocky on baseball.
All right.
I love you guys.
I have no idea. Thank you. Thank you to the couple hundred people that are tuning in for this. I
They're
have
probably
no
like,
idea.
what is going on.
Yo, how about UNLV QB Matt Locust or whatever?
Listen,
Seriously.
I have no idea what they were expecting when they tuned in.
I stand with him.
But
I don't
this is
care.
what you got.
Let's keep it going.
So,
Change the subject.
Phils, we will be cooking up some good stuff for you. Can't wait to get that
Phil's watch
started.
party, maybe?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I
let's do
got
one.
that. I got that.
Nice.
Should we
That's
do it?
That's going to be
Should we do it?
episode
Yeah.
100.
Let's go.
What,
All right.
what number
so
was that?
we're on that. I got it. I think the Phils will be getting started in about a week and a half or so. Or yeah.
That'll be
think.
episode 101, probably.
October
I got a
5th.
plan, dude. Just
All right.
just chill. I got a plan. We'll talk about it later.
Follow
All right.
Plan Rock.
But now we're going to transition because the Eagles have we didn't. My bad. Last week we didn't have an episode. We haven't really talked since the Eagles won week 1. A lot has happened since then, up and down, and a lot to get into there. And you guys know what I'm trying to find out from you and everybody here tonight is what you think you know about the Eagles 3 weeks in the season. What do you think you can look at this team and say, I know about this football team? And I'd like anybody who feels
tell you what I
strongly.
know.
Let's go.
I know that
I got one.
Sirianni.
Do you have a football alter ego, Rocky? Not Roto, because that's fantasy. We need you to get like an analyst. Just work on it.
Grid-
okay?
I'll work on it.
Gridiron
something.
Rocky.
No. I know that Sirianni doesn't know what he's doing. That's number one. Like those decisions that he's making, it's I don't. That's like not even peewee football decision making.
But when you say
Like,
that, like the go for it decisions and the fourth down decisions,
yes, exactly.
What else?
Exactly. What else am I going to be talking
the
about here?
playmaking decision in a
Well,
play
he's
calling.
apparently. I mean, he's not the one calling the plays. I mean, he overrides stuff. I'm sure, but like when it comes down to the decisions to go for it, kick the field goal, whatever, I'm sure he's the one making the final decision, and he is making the absolute worst decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL coach.
Okay.
Everyone has to agree on that because this just makes no sense. So there's 2 games in a row that he has decided to not kick and go for it. And in both of those games, it came down to the field goals that he did not kick.
Obviously, I think this is a very pertinent topic. Everyone's talking about it. For me,
I hate him.
One of the things I hate him. All right. One of the things that I know is that it looks like we have a very serious issue in terms of the way that our head coach is approaching football games. I don't know if that's going to change or not.
Dude, he's treating it like it's Madden, dude.
Hold on. He's had, up to this point, a relatively good track record in terms of, I think, choosing when to push the button to be more aggressive and when to be a bit more conservative.
Mm-hmm.
This year, the most alarming thing to me is there seems to be no real context or rationale for the decision making. It seems like he thinks anything they do can work. And he, it's funny. They're like, well, and the players say this. Any player you hear asked about Sirianni says, well, the coach believes in us, and if we don't get it, that's on us. He called the play, and we should execute. Well, it doesn't work like that, meaning you have to consider the possibility that it doesn't work.
This goes back to when you were talking last year, I believe, about him being like too emotional. And
Thank you.
Yes.
I expressed concerns
You did.
very early on about Sirianni.
And it's like he's caught up in the moment. He's like, you know what? We're going to fucking do this. We can do this. And he's not thinking like an NFL coach should think.
And can we say last year, the fan thing in Kansas City, right? That was exactly what I was talking about. When I had said that I thought he was too emotional, that was when he went down to that Colts game and he got all emotional because he was like defending the fact that they got rid of Shane Steichen or whoever it was. I mean, what a joke that was. And by the way, earlier he did something this season, and these are the little things that just eat at me because I'm like, can you please just act like a professional from time to time? Do you guys recall in the trying to think which game? I think it was the second game. CJ Gardner-Johnson made a play, and he went running down the field. And Nick ran the length of the field on the sideline, right? And I get that you are backing your players and you support them, but I just don't think that's the kind of thing that a coach should do. A coach has to exhibit some level of control in those moments.
It's like when Aaron Rodgers got checked on Monday night by not Aaron Rodgers.
But if you watch that was taken a little out of context. If you watch that whole thing. Yeah. All I'm saying is this: you're running down the sideline there, right?
Yeah.
You could be thinking about what happens next.
Right.
Instead, you're running.
He's caught
down.
up in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I just think those two games, the Falcons game and the Saints game, what was the common theme of those two games as a whole, if you look at those games in terms of how they played out?
Well, they didn't score in the first half. They scored 7 in the first half against the Falcons. They started off like shit.
Both teams were having trouble scoring points, right? So if you're in a game where you're seeing that both teams are having trouble scoring points and you have the opportunity to score points, let alone the momentum of trying. When you go for a fourth down, especially when you're deep into the other team's, side of the field and you don't get it, you come away with nothing. There's an impact there.
Well, the second game, that first drive was the one that he went for it and didn't get it. So he didn't know that it was going to be a low scoring game. So
fine. But if we go back to last week, the fourth down was at late in the second quarter, I believe, at which point nobody could score. And it's like,
it was like 13 seconds left. What are you going to get? One more shot at the end zone from the 9?
Such a bad decision.
Why?
Anyway, I thought people, honestly, kind of unfairly went at them for the Saquon call in the Falcons game. I think that's a good call. It was drawn up. It was going to work. He didn't catch the ball, right? So I'm not going to say in that situation that's a bad call. But to your point, Meech, I didn't understand the rationale of the decision he made
right before
in that scenario.
That was so dumb.
You're getting the ball. Anytime you have the chance to score points before you get the ball coming out of the second half, you have to take it. And you have to think as a coach, on the one hand, all the players and everybody says, you just think we're going to execute, right? But you have to consider the alternative. What happens if we don't get it? We could have had points there.
And this isn't 2004 where it's like analytics is a new thing. Yeah. They have a department for this. And I'm pretty sure I read that the Eagles pay the most in the NFL for analytics for a coaching staff. So that means they have multiple people who can run these percentages. Meanwhile, there's Twitter accounts who are like before the play, this is a bad play. They have a 12% chance of success as opposed to kicking the field goal. I mean, it's just like it's simple shit that you don't even need a person. It's an algorithm can tell you what to do here. I don't get why they do that. Why employ people to give you the wrong information? You don't need that. It's simple now.
Well, I think it's clear that Sirianni went against the analytics. So I think the analytics.
Then why have an analytics department?
I understand. The decision that actually disturbs me the most of these past two games, or if you take it in totality, the first 3 games, is the decision to go for it on 4th down and 3rd down in the Falcons game at the end of the first half when they threw the ball twice at 3rd and 3. Because if you're gonna go for it on 4th down,
see, I think the problem is
to throw the ball twice on 3rd and 4th down with Saquon Barkley literally running for 10 yards a carry is insane to me.
Yeah, it's like they're not even thinking ahead at all.
That in the moment they have no plan.
Yeah.
That they're not looking forward to the entire equation.
Totally
and they're just making it up as they go along, play by play. That's what concerns me. Because if you're assuming that you're going to go for it on 4th down, there's no reason to throw the ball on 3rd down.
Here's another question
100%.
for you guys. If, as we all pretty much agree that Sirianni is not doing a good job, would you have rather, for the long-term good of this team, they have lost that game and maybe fired Sirianni midseason and went with Belichick and tried to
No, absolutely not.
You can still win a Super Bowl with
Hold on.
Sirianni as a coach.
Fink.
I love Sirianni.
Hold on. We haven't heard anything from Fink for a little while. I want to give him his chance to really
As much
jump in
as
here.
we are shitting on Sirianni, which is deserved, you can still win a Super Bowl with this team and
Almost
him as
did.
a coach. Yes, exactly.
Almost
so
did.
I don't want to just lose a game to try to get Sirianni out.
wasn't for the sod
100%.
I still think
And
we could win despite
Damn
him.
Salvador. And by the way, that is the most maddening thing about all this. On paper, I'm pretty sure Nick Sirianni is the most successful coach in Eagles history over the time span that he's been the coach. And you know what is the kiss of death in sports? Is having somebody who's really good, like on paper, who's good, not great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're like, we got to stay with him. He can do it. But then you have these moments. And I got to say this, Andy Reid, right? When we used to watch Andy Reid coach the Eagles, he would do stuff like that.
maddening stuff,
Yeah.
All the
especially
time.
within the last
But-
2 minutes of
But
the game.
when
my
you
God.
watch the Chiefs, now, when he first went to the Chiefs, I remember there were some instances there in the playoffs, but it almost seems like he got smart because you don't really see that anymore.
Yeah.
Or he
And-
got a better
and-
talent
and-
around him.
Yeah, they
Got a
seem to figure it out.
$1 billion quarterback.
I'm just saying.
he totally changed, and he got blessed the greatest quarterback of
Yeah.
this generation, which is something you get lucky with, man. But
Yeah.
I
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause that big of a discussion.
No, I mean,
about-
look, I
so-
knew that the Sirianni
Yeah.
thing was going to be a big
All
part
right,
of
so the other thing
this.
that
Oh,
I
you know something
know,
else?
yes, I do.
Let's go.
Is that my boy Q Mitch is legit. He is a starting. I'm gonna say not right now, but he is a future shutdown cornerback. Like
How good?
he is. I'm not gonna say he's at the Ramsey Sauce level.
Now you were yourself a DB in high school, so you have a particular
yeah,
eye for this.
I know what to look for.
Right.
And he's very aggressive, but when you're very aggressive, it can go one of two ways, right? You can be very aggressive and get honey roasted every time. You know what I mean? He's like very aggressive, but he also knows like the angles to take. I don't know how to explain it to.
He
like,
recovers very well.
people. Yeah, he has
The
these
layman like myself can't see it the way
he has
you do,
these
but
like
I understand.
angles that he takes that he like gets to the player in the right time to like bat it down. And you like being an aggressive cornerback, you're gonna get beat every now and then. But this dude has the makeup, he has like the attitude, he has the skill set to be like one of these good, legit shutdown cornerbacks. Everybody agrees with that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He
thank
looks like
you.
a stud.
Listen, I think we've all had that thought at a certain time over the past couple weeks, and I think as a whole, he's looked that good. The thing that concerns me the most about that and everything that's happening in football is like it just doesn't seem like you can really base anything off what has happened up to this point, right? Because you're seeing things that don't seem to make sense, and you wonder.
No, but he's made some very
Absolutely
great plays.
But
in, like,
you know
clutch
what?
moments.
I have been burned in the past on thinking this person has done this, so they'll be able to do this. And I'll give you the prime example: the Dominic Brown month or whatever, where he hit 30 home runs in the first half of the season,
All-star.
and then never did it again.
Yeah, but there's like a certain instinct
More
you have as a
all-star
D-back.
appearances than Pat Burrell.
There's a certain instinct you
I
have
love
as a
that
D-back.
stat.
Like, you know how to like kind of read what a receiver's doing. You can kind of
Okay.
peek back into the backfield and see it. He's
Here's-
got
here's
all
one
that
thing.
shit, dude.
I love the dude. I love his attitude. I don't want to shit on him, but he did blow 2 coverages in that Atlanta game on the last drive.
But he's
Yeah, that's-
to
that's
give up
clean.
big plays.
That's
to-
going to happen. He's going to
like,
learn from that kind of stuff.
I'm not saying he's not, but
Yeah.
he blew that game.
okay. Here's what I know. All right, I got one for you.
$8. Call
If you get any
blow that-
pressure, though, the blown coverage doesn't matter.
to blow that game.
I have one.
All right. Here's one thing I know.
I'm ready.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna go now. Here's one thing I know. CJ Gardner-Johnson and Jalen Carter are straight up lunatics that if they don't get their shit together, will at some point this season, mark my words, will at some point this season
100%
cost the Eagles something really significant because they are straight up loose cannons. And by the way, I gotta listen. I gotta hold on.
You need that. You need that.
See, this is what's pissing me off, man. I'm the middle.
He disagree.
Can I fucking finish?
Finish, yes, please.
Okay. I gotta go against the guy who we just had on the show a couple weeks ago, my man Chris Long, who came out with a video who said, in this game where it's super chippy game and people are, doing things that are inappropriate to each other, that it's okay for Jalen Carter to do that. He backs that. And all I'm saying is this, like, you have to have some level of self-control within the context of the football game, because eventually I just think what I've seen so far from those guys, I'm just waiting. CJ Gardner-Johnson got real lucky when he took his damn helmet off because it was barely coming off already. That was about to be a problem. Jalen Carter at the end of the game was about to be a problem. You see CJ Gardner-Johnson on social media after the game. Eventually we're going to, I just think we're going to have a problem. Don't worry about it. 9-5. I just think we're going to have a problem with these guys at some point, man. They need to, Nick's got to get them in check.
I think CJ going against his old team played a lot to do with it. They were talking shit in the offseason. I think it wasn't a right split. I saw a couple tweets that said, like, man, I wish I could bet that CJ Gardner-Johnson would commit a personal foul because it's an easy catch. And it was. He almost did it on the first play of the game. Remember? They didn't call that, but it was borderline. He shoved dude like right out of bounds.
Yeah. That should have been a personal foul.
I can't really comment on that because I've never played football, and man, you got to be crazy to get.
So
in
I
there.
was just going to say,
there's levels of crazy.
I know there is, but I'll let them decide that. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to say, hey, don't get so crazy, man.
I got
because
one guy for you.
Then
Okay?
they just might not be crazy at all.
Real quick, one guy for you.
AB.
I can't even pronounce his name. Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
Do you remember this guy stepping on people and all the shit he did? That costs you at a certain point. Okay?
Big difference. Jalen was on the sideline. The game was decided.
Yep.
And I'm totally cool. That was a release of emotion. I was totally down with that. That guy's been taking heat from the Philly fans a ton. Not just this
But
year,
I thought he was
last
thinking
year.
about that.
It
I
was-
mean, that's not
No,
what,
I
what
do,
was,
but I think
you know,
I think it's an
but
emotional
I
release.
just can't police a football player's emotion. It's not.
No, but
I
that-
don't know what.
But that's my point, Meech, is that was an emotional release. That was a visceral release from Jalen of all the heat he's been taking, all the shit he took.
Okay.
the
Well, maybe
week
he just
before.
want the fucking.
Hold on.
And you know what? He's on the sideline. The game's decided. He's not getting a personal foul for screaming at the fans or screaming in the air. I loved it.
Nice catch.
It showed the heart, the passion, the
Okay,
care.
dude. Okay, dude. Here's the deal, though. Here's the problem. Guess what? You cannot, in sports, always allow for your visceral reaction. It doesn't work that
But that's
way.
not-
Hold on, stop. You're playing a game that is incredibly violent. Every player on that field wants to go further. When they get knocked down, they want to get up and step in somebody's chest with their cleat. But you don't do that. You know why? Because you know you're going to get a freaking penalty and you're going to cost your team. And I'm just telling you this. You can mark this down right now. I would be shocked if neither of those players go this whole season with having some sort of scenario that cost the team. And this is like back when I said Nick Sirianni is too emotional. And now we're going back saying, that might be a
I
thing right there.
100% agree with you, Jess.
I'm marking it down right now.
Mark it down.
Mark it down.
Mark that
I
shit
100% agree with you. You've played football at some level, right? Like
down. Middle school.
whatever. You know
Sundays at McDevitt.
Sunday, anything. Like you know how emotional football can get. Like, could you imagine?
We've seen it boil over.
That's what I'm saying.
dude.
So can you imagine playing football at the highest level, the NFL level, And people are individuals. Everyone has a different type of
think
makeup and like how they process emotions and how they get them out. You can't control how someone's going to act, right? So you got these guys who are a little bit nutty. You got to have players on your team that can reel these guys back a little bit, and maybe they can't do
That's
it in
my
time.
point. They
can't
to.
do it in time.
Well, they're going to
But
have to.
You're going to have to deal with the good and the bad with these guys, right? So, hey, yeah, they might be a little
Okay.
nutty. They may fall out. Like,
Let me ask you a question. When Antonio Brown is doing jumping
I was gonna
jacks
say-
across the end zone, are you like, man, it's football and you get charged
No,
up? So, yeah, I see moment. You're like, what are we talking about, dude?
Yeah,
there
but
has to be a line
He had
where you rein it
CTE,
in.
and that was like the 16th game of the year, and he knew he was done with them, and that was it.
right.
He's a crazy lunatic,
Bottom line is,
but he didn't do anything to affect it. His team was already
yeah,
done.
it's like,
He left.
look,
I mean,
it's
it's
definitely
ridiculous.
like at some point, Jess, I agree. It's going to be very important when one of those guys get a penalty. But you just can't avoid it. It's the game of football. You have to deal with it. You have to like try to talk to him in the middle of the week. You have to try to like
There's an ice
Get him
machine.
down.
Tell-
I don't know what he's doing.
you got to get him to talk to the sports psychiatrist. You got to get it, whatever it is. But it's going to happen. So you just have to deal with the good and the bad in football. That's just
Yep.
this is the way it is.
I
Football is
disagree.
crazy-
I disagree.
What do you mean? You just
Listen.
what are you going to do with that situation?
You know what you're going to do? You're going to be the coach. And by the way, it didn't look like Nick had a chance to get through to him when he was doing that. But as the coach, you think Bill Belichick's putting up with that?
Hell
no, dude. Hell no.
What are you going to do? What's Bill Belichick
You're gonna do
going to
the
do? He's going
same-
to cut him?
No, you're gonna do the same thing you did the week before. You're not gonna start, or there's gonna be some sort of penalty.
But
Get your
that
act,
handicaps
no, no.
your team.
Get your act together, dude. Control your behavior. Bottom line.
It doesn't work
All right.
like that. It doesn't
All
work
right.
like that with personal
All right.
emotions.
Now
man.
hold on. Think
People
you
have emotions
said
and feelings.
You knew something, and I'm anxious to see what do you know about the Eagles so far.
Barkley is everything is advertised.
Ooh,
He
no
is the
doubt.
real deal. He's a fucking beast.
Wee, best running back in the league, dude.
He just watching him the last 3 weeks. He's like impressing me every week.
Dude,
And
so good.
I understand to drop the catch, but
How about,
outside of that,
how about the separation on that touchdown run when he just like the guy was right next to him? The next thing you know, there was like 17 yards.
He just ran like
He just like leaned
a
one way.
freak
and
of
he-
nature.
See ya.
It's like he's just you get excited watching him. You don't.
He's so good.
You haven't had that with a running back like that in a while.
Dude,
And
before
it's
the
like-
season
it's-
started, I said that acquisition. I said he is probably the most talented running back in the league. He just haven't had a chance to show it because he played on the shit
And you've
team.
seen with DeAndre Swift, he's averaging 1.4 yards a
crazy.
carry
And I was
this
like,
year.
when he gets on a
and he
good
ran
team,
for over 1250
yeah,
with
when
us
you get on a
last year.
good team with a good line and you're a running back of that talent, you're just going to explode.
And it's some
that
Barry
line are pushing-
Sanders shit where you're
pushing
just
the
waiting for him
defenders
to
5
bust
yards
out.
out. Like,
guys,
he's
to me, and
he's
I'm
not
not
getting touched
I'm
for
not,
the first couple of
Dude, he's
yards.
so good.
I'm as happy as anybody about how good he's played, but in my mind, it really wasn't a question of whether that was going to happen, right? It's just a question of
If he stays
yeah,
healthy.
like how's it going to
Yeah.
pan out?
But when
we
you,
all
when
know
you have
they've
a
been-
line like this,
Phillies
it's
have
easier to
officially
stay.
clinched the bye with the
Shout out
Pirates.
Kev
Okay,
Crisp.
Okay, Blake.
Thank you, Blake.
Let's go. Phil's
good
clinched
news.
the first round bye. Blake.
Shout out Blake. That's
All
my
right,
only from
wait.
work. Yo, Blake, my man Blake, he's feeling the furlough, so we're gonna
Damn,
be feeling
Blake.
it, bro.
Jesse's off is like
No, because guess what?
So
Who
wait,
can
wait,
tell me what
wait.
the Dodgers
Hold
are doing?
on. Real quick. Blake played college football. Blake, if you're still watching, can you comment and put something in the chat that says how emotional or how hard it is to control emotions on the football field at the college level when you have crazy players like Carter
Okay,
and
but
CJ
specifically, college level's even worse, meaning like your coach is not having that from you in college. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Exactly,
doing it.
but
I'm
there's-
just saying.
I'm saying there's individuals and there's emotions and people are all different.
Okay, dude, but that's like when I'm at work and somebody says something annoying. You know, I can't just be like, "Oh," and freaking say some stupid shit that it doesn't work like that.
You're
Everyone,
not a professional football player.
I know that, but
warrior
a
on a
professional
Sunday,
football player,
getting all
dude.
juiced up and going nuts that day.
Okay, you're not telling me that every professional football player has to have some level of self-control with their behavior. They do.
I-
You want for that
like-
cooler.
Like
Some
I
people
said, I
cannot
like it.
control their emotions.
And
But I'm
that's
trying
my
to tell
point.
you,
they
dude.
can't, and that's going to be a problem. That's
It
what
will
I'm
be.
telling you.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, you need warriors. You need guys that are like that. You need
Bro,
someone
let me
to
just
go out
say
there
something
and
real
will
quick
kill
to clarify.
somebody for
I'm
the
not
team.
saying having somebody who's an absolute lunatic
Up top,
on
up
your
top.
team isn't a fantastic thing, but if they can't control their behavior, and eventually that lunacy costs you,
I thought you were going to.
that's a problem. All right, I want to take a quick break. This is a commercial break, and it's a
Quick
commercial for the City Pigeons merchandise store, ladies and gentlemen, because we have some people here that are wearing some of the new fresh hoodies that
Wait, what
have
did Blake
just
say?
dropped. Okay.
Wait, I'm
Yo,
gonna
it's comfy as shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Players
It's gonna be hard to take this off.
All right, he kind of gave us half. All right, can I just finish my merch thing? Okay, so we got the black tie-dye Pigeons hoodie right
Look
here.
at this.
And Mark, can you just give us a good modeling of
Got
the
nice
white?
pocket.
Look at this. Back up a tiny bit there so we can see the whole thing. This is the white tie-dye edition, okay? Both of these fine products are available at brotherlyswag.com/collection/City Pigeons. Now, I know that's a lot. But
Brotherly
if
Swag.
you just go to Brotherly Swag, which is a website that our buddy Alex over at A Best Swag started. It's got a lot of the best brands in the city there. You can get other stuff. But if you go to
Fink's
Brotherly,
Hoagies.
if you go to they Fink, they got Fink's Hoagies?
Yeah, we did a
Fink
collab
there?
with them.
Hell yeah. So listen
Still
to this.
waiting on my Finks shirt. Just saying.
Listen to this.
We're talking
You
about
can
the
go-
merchandise right now.
You can go to brotherlyswag.com. You can get Fink's gear. You can get City Pigeons gear. I think you can get human robots stuff on there. A lot of good stuff is on there. And we've got our hoodies, which are just up, and we've got some
Kirk ring
t-shirts.
shirt.
The Kirk ring shirt for the playoffs. Still got Schwarbies if you want to get down with the Schwarby.
Got the
Still cool.
What's that?
Maybe we might. I'll resurrect the old
Oh, the-
pennant T-shirt and bring that back for
What's
2024.
the Charlie Manuel, John? The
Yeah.
Oni Nutsu?
Kinetsu.
Kinetsu.
Kinetsu Buffaloes.
We got all
Charlie
types of shit over
Manuel's
there.
Japanese team.
And we got a top secret new idea that's going to be rolling out over the next couple weeks. It's going to blow your minds. All right.
Oh,
So,
For
brotherlyswag.com. Head over there.
Top
I got
super
a
secret.
discount code. If you hit me up, hit up City Pigeons on the DM. I'll slide you that discount code, and then you get in there and you save yourself a little cash, and you'll be looking good for Red October.
Slide into my DMs
I'm
and I'll
dying.
hit you
Listen,
with that discount
listen.
code.
I-
That's some innuendo
Yeah.
right there.
Listen, I'm a little older. You know, I didn't have the DMs available when I was in them. You know, trying to court ladies and stuff. So if anybody wants to slide my DM, that would be great because you know it's not something that happens to me all the
Wait,
time.
What?
I'm sure
Brother,
your
you know what
wife
this
wouldn't like
Yeah,
to
you
hear.
said you heard me, Becky.
I
heard
meant to
Beck didn't
slide
hear
in
that.
to get the promo code.
Oh, okay.
Jesse,
Slide in to
enjoy
get the
the
promo
sofa.
code.
Let me enter my promo code into your box.
Whoa.
So wait, Blake says that the
Okay,
Eagles
yeah, let's go back
D-line
to this.
coach was smiling the whole time Jalen Carter was
He
going
was, yeah, he
off.
was holding back. He was laughing the whole time.
So Blake, I hope you're still there. Does that mean that the D-line coach was happy that Carter was going off and he welcomes that kind of behavior? Because if it's so, then that's an issue in my opinion. You got to check that kind of
Oh,
shit.
Blake also said, "Didn't the Uber Eats driver slide into your wife's DM?" Now, Blake, listen.
That's great,
We
Blake.
appreciate your contributions,
That's my boy right
The
there.
callback.
but if you're gonna get it straight, okay, it was a Caviar driver, and he messaged her directly through the Caviar platform, which, by the way, clear violation of the Caviar HR code. Jim Smith,
Oh,
or whatever the guy's
Yeah,
name
was he on?
Shout
Like
out, Blake.
the only time I see caviar dudes are on bikes. Was he on a bike?
Nah.
That'd be even better.
This
Yeah,
was-
you-
hop
this
on
was
the back,
Ocean
hop on my
City.
back. Pegs, baby.
Since it's getting late and nobody gives a shit about my Eagles fucking point of view, how about you want my stolen stat of the week that I think is fucking fascinating?
And that's
No,
all the
I-
time we have this week on the city. Okay,
No, I
sorry,
want to
Mitch.
hear. I want to hear what
Go
Meech
ahead.
knows about the Eagles, though.
Hold on.
Before you go,
Here's
with
what I
your
know
fact.
about the Eagles. The NFC East isn't going to be as easy because I watched the fucking Washington Redskins,
Oh
right?
my God, people are shook.
I'm not shook,
They're shook.
but here's a stat I want to share with you. It's fucking crazy. You ready? And this is from Eric K for CBS. I don't know if he fucking works for CBS as a news correspondent or sports. I don't give a shit. But Eric K, this is from you. And he like quote tweeted it. So I don't know if it's from his notes app or he stole it from somebody else. But I stole it from him.
Okay,
Ready? Ready for this?
we're ready.
Jaden Daniels has had 3 career starts as a quarterback. 2 of those games, his team scored on every drive, excluding kneel downs, right? If you take Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, and Patrick Mahomes' entire careers
Oh,
and combine
tell me
them,
this.
they've only had 2 entire starts in their careers, including playoffs, where they had no punts and all kneel downs.
Wow.
And here's the crazy part. One of those was Super Bowl 52 when Tom Brady's Patriots lost to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
And they had
At
no
the end.
punts. Yeah.
So
They
throw
had no
that out
punts.
as a loss.
So
I
one of those is a loss.
Yeah.
But he's had 2 out of 3 games.
I don't like that stat.
Dude,
Don't like that.
I texted
It's
the.
pretty crazy,
That's
right?
insane.
I texted
Like, it's
the homies
insane.
on Monday night when I was watching that
how
game.
ironic
And he had-
how ironic would it be if
Isn't it
Josh
ironic?
Harris's Washington Redskin
Oh,
Commanders.
please. I don't even
Come
want-
on.
It's not going to happen.
No,
but-
I'm just saying, how ironic would it be if they knocked the Eagles out and advanced in the playoffs further than the Sixers have ever gone? I mean, that would be.
But
like,
one of the guys who was caught a 4th down pass in that game who helped keep the stat alive was Zach Ertz. He had a great game.
He did have a great game.
If anyone
He had a
watched
great
that,
game late.
He was he was
Yeah.
this clutch guy when he needed a completion.
I was
He was
watching that
his
game
dude.
on Monday, and I sent a text to the homies. I was like, "Oh man, looks
And
like
how
this
about the-
Washington
he-
quarterback."
Guys, I think I'm gonna-
Jaden Daniels got a 4th and 2, and he throws to a white rookie wide receiver running a fucking out pattern. Like it was pretty.
why is he got to be
impressive.
white? Jesse, you're getting trolled in the comments about the Uber driver hitting on Becca. I just want to let you know.
Pretty sure we talked about
Yeah, we
that.
are.
We just like totally talked about that.
Anyway,
What do you mean? It was
so,
1 minute
yo,
ago.
Meech, that dude looks fucking legit. And
I don't know,
scary, dude. I like
Okay.
the
Why you
last thing
That-
you
that's
want
my
in the
impression.
division.
The Eagles are not going to cakewalk through the division.
Well,
I missed it.
Hold on.
I was texting with Trevor.
Can I tell you? I don't know if I told you guys this.
I was
I had
texting
this
with tall
conversation
teeth.
with somebody.
What can I tell you?
But I was talking to my dad, the Gov, who used to be, on the post game show and
Pretty good.
somewhat of a pseudo
That's your dad?
sports analyst.
Fink just
Hey,
found out.
Wait, isn't your dad Fink? The Fink?
Who? I don't
Mr.
know that
Fink?
guy. I don't know my dad.
Legendary dad. Okay. So he says to me before the season, he goes, I don't know. I think things are gonna be a lot harder for the Eagles than people think. And I'm like, what do you mean, dude? What do you he's like, I just think the Commanders are gonna be better than anybody. I'm like, are you serious
Wow.
right now? Like you think we're worrying
He
about
saw
the
something.
Commanders?
Put him back on post game live.
Well,
And
what's your-
dude,
was
I
he-
was like,
was you talking Jalen Daniels?
I mean, I don't even know what he was thinking. Like,
Dude, my man is scouting.
but I want to say this. I think people are scared. And if I was Howard Eskin, I'd say get a dog because guess what? It's too soon.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
It's too soon. Come on.
I'm not scared of the dude.
We thought-
It's too
Hey,
soon for everything.
Remember
but yo,
Carson Wentz's first couple games? You're like, got him. Got the franchise guy.
Right, but that's why
Remember
this year.
Bobby
That's
Hoone's
why this
first
year is
couple
an
games?
exception because the league may catch up to him. But this year, right now, he's a special quarterback.
Didn't Bobby
right now.
Hoone's start off with two consecutive 300-yard games, and we thought he was like the greatest quarterback.
The second best
No, Jalen
statistics
Daniels.
behind Jalen Daniels.
But there's
Bobby
like-
Hoy.
There's like an eye test thing you do with football players, right? Everybody looks at him and they say, "Hey, this dude right here,
I agree, man.
he dropped
Hey.
like that."
Do I need to go back to this? The eye test I put on Dominic Brown when he was hitting those home runs was
Yeah.
pretty good.
When it comes
To
to
Ryan Sandberg growing Dominic.
when it
Brown,
comes
let's
to
not get
like
it
the
twisted.
skills that
Correct.
that a quarterback needs, you got like a certain eye test, right? You're like, this dude can make a good decision. He can throw a nice out route. He can throw a nice deep ball. He can run the ball, and this dude did all of that, and he's been doing all
All right,
of
let's
that,
not
dude.
fucking suck the Commanders.
I'm sorry.
I was
Whoa,
just trying to.
yeah, you guys started it.
the East runs through Philly.
We
Scary.
own the NFC East Beasts or whatever. What's that fucking T-shirt the Phillies are wearing? Let's get that for the fucking.
You the one who brought this shit up.
I know I
Meech.
did,
Own the East.
but you fucking
We own it.
you asked.
The
me.
dude's good, man.
Okay.
That sucks.
What about we own East Falls?
Listen,
Yo,
Phil's
t-shirt.
got the bye. So what do we know? That means they're not going to play next week. The opening game
October
should be,
5th.
right, on Saturday in Philly. And then that
You know what
next,
sucks? This is
October
the-
5th and
there's
6th.
no more-
Get ready.
Well, after this, there's no more Kruk. After the
yeah, it does
it's,
suck.
it's only the radio guys.
I just want Kruk.
Yeah.
I need more Kruk. All right. Should
That
we
means
wrap
one
it up, guys?
testicle.
I mean, I got some miscellaneous stuff, but it's not. It
I
might
mean,
not be that
let's
good.
can we get one miscellaneous, John?
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you guys one.
We'll
because
do one.
Last week, I spent 5 days in a Comfort Inn in North Carolina. Okay. So I thought I would talk to you guys a little bit
Doing
about.
ayahuasca on a retreat.
No, it's not-
By yourself?
no, with my
In
son.
room 433.
Was it one story?
I'm sorry. We're all.
Have you been to a one-story?
It's like a
Inn?
motel.
Yeah, but a Comfort Inn is a Choice Hotels property. I don't know.
Oh,
if
my
you're familiar
laptop
with that.
died.
No.
Anyway, point is this:
Haven't stayed in a comfort inn in a while.
couple things about
In North Carolina.
couple things about like the hotel chain experience.
Hotel
right?
life.
You guys familiar?
That's not important.
Are you guys familiar with the soap that doesn't wash off? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When you put the soap on your hands and then you start to wash it off and it just like won't come off. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
No.
Even with a
No.
loofah?
Like when you get it out of the plastic and it just keeps.
This is getting weird. Go ahead, keep going.
Wow, I can't believe. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Like in the shower or at the
Like
sink?
anywhere. I mean, it takes a while. It's a very weird phenomenon. I'm surprised you guys haven't experienced that. All right, here's another thing. So we're at this hotel, and they're doing the best they can to make it a decent experience. But they allowed pets in certain rooms, right? I couldn't believe how many people had people with 2 German Shepherds. You know what I mean? Just freaking get in the elevator, 2 German Shepherds, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck? So this is a hotel that's on the beach. And one day I'm walking to where the breakfast is, and a guy comes in. He's got his dog. Dog walks in. The dog had clearly just gone in the ocean. Do you know what I mean?
Come on,
The
man.
dog is soaking wet and sandy, and this dude just walks his dog into the hotel, going up to the room. What? And I
don't
felt
like
shaking in the
yeah,
lobby and stuff?
dude, it was egregious. And I started to think, first question I had for you guys is, have you ever stayed in a hotel and brought a pet and stayed in a pet room?
No.
No, I don't have pets.
Yes.
Fuck pets.
There
got
he
kids.
is.
I got 5 kids.
You
so
have?
that's like having a bunch of pets.
Mark,
well,
you have?
as you know, we have a dog that people are sort of reticent to hang out with and watch.
Snoop Dogg.
Because
So-
Marley tries to kill people.
He only tries to kill children.
Right.
But
So true.
he loves adults. So we have looked for pet-friendly hotels and have had our dog in pet-friendly hotels, but we always hang the "Do Not Disturb" sign
Yeah, because
on the handle because we don't want an unsuspecting maid,
Child
or
maid.
employee, or child to walk in
right.
and meet
Yeah.
with the dog. Yeah,
Okay, so but I was
Danielle's
thinking,
gonna be in the chat in a second and say the dog.
I was thinking about this. Can you imagine going to a hotel room, right, and checking in and not knowing that the people who stay there before you had 2 German Shepherds? Like, there's just
Shaking,
You can't,
I'd be
clean
all over
that.
them.
Furious.
You can't clean that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
oh my god.
Comforting.
So I have a
Comforted,
random
dude.
question for you, particularly to Jesse and Meech.
No,
I'm going to LA this weekend. I'm going to SoFi Stadium where we were last year.
Right.
Right around this time. It's almost
You
right
guys
around
slept
the
in the
1
same
year
bed. I
out.
remember that fondly.
Any
Diddy
advice
alert,
now that I'm going
Diddy
back for a
alert.
second time?
Go ahead.
Here's
Hold
my
on.
advice. Hit a $25 parlay to win you over $8,000 the night before your flight leaves.
That was epic. All right,
There you
Mark,
go.
go ahead.
Meech, I'm counting on you on Friday night.
All right, go ahead. Is that it?
That's it. I just want to know
Oh,
if you had
that's it.
advice
For our
for
advice.
SoFi.
Oh, okay.
And he gave it to me.
No,
sterile environment.
eat one of those burgers wrapped in hot dogs from the Mexicans outside the stadium,
Right.
and take a bunch of those shots for $8 that
Yeah.
they sell out of the coolers.
Okay.
Okay.
I
You're
got a
supporting
last
local
thing.
businesses.
This one is very random, but bear with me. When you're in a public bathroom,
This whole show is very random, but bear with
that's
us.
okay. And by the way, thank you to all the people.
The name of the show should be very random, but bear with us.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Thank you to everyone that's paid attention for this long. We
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you very much.
And come hang out with us, man.
And by
If you-
this long, we mean 97 episodes.
if you ever want to come down to the coop for an episode and hang out with us, drink some beers, please do hit us up, man. Unless you're a total weirdo.
I'll even let you sit here
They
and,
let me
and
here still,
talk.
so we should be.
Okay,
But
here's
if you're a total weirdo, we'll let you on the show.
yeah, seriously. All right, here's the last thing, real quick. Okay, public bathroom, and you have the option after you wash your hands to either use the air dryer or the
Paper towel.
towels. Is it a no-brainer for you? Because I think it's a no-brainer for most people, but I'm
It's
curious.
100% a no-brainer.
Go
The
ahead.
no-brainer in a
Okay.
public
Paper
bathroom
towel.
is to not wash your hands at all. Because
Wait, come on.
no, I'm
You
serious.
should have ended this episode 3 minutes ago, Jesse. Once I ended with that commander shit, it should have been over.
I'm
Wait,
dead serious.
Mark also raw
So,
dogs the soap, by the way. I
I
remember
have
that.
I have a good friend
Who
and
holds
his-
your penis?
his father
and then he
is-
watches it.
His father is an infectious disease doctor, very very
Okay.
reputable one.
Now we're getting scientific.
And his advice to his own children in a public bathroom is to not wash your hands.
Lick the
Because
toilet seat
you
and
know
build
what
up an
the
immunity.
cleanest thing is in the public bathroom?
yourself.
Yourself.
Listen. I want
Okay,
So
well,
take
let's
it under
assume you-
advisement, folks.
All right,
We
thank
should
you.
all
But
know a
I
little
instruct
less
my
about each
children,
other.
Don't touch the stuff. Just walk out.
All right.
So if
well,
anybody wants to know, Mark Goodhart is
Don't
using the
shake his
public
hands at a
bathroom
Phillies
and
game.
not washing his hands. So he's a
Give
great
him like
guy,
that-
but don't
that
shake his
elbow
hand.
bump.
Oh my
He's a great guy,
gosh.
but don't shake his hand.
All right. Okay. Folks.
I mean, or
Wait,
the
wait, you
doctor
know what?
would say, "Don't shake your hands."
Damn it. I forgot something. And I'm
Probably.
actually glad there are some people who are still paying attention because this Sunday, okay? This Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday. Anyone else want to do that? Okay. Sunday.
Sunday.
All right. Okay. On Sunday, we are going to have a very special Pigeons post-game episode after the Eagles game from the Underdog warehouse sale. Okay. Underdog, Jason Kelsey's brand that supports his nonprofit B Philly Foundation. Is going to be unloading a bunch of their merch. I hear there's going to be $5 t-shirts, $10 hats. There's going to be free food, free beer. I hear garage beer.
Anything for $8?
I hear garage beer is going to be there. This is going to be at the Firehouse in Fishtown, which is the development project of a friend of mine. It's right off Girard. It's right off Girard on 4th Street. If you want details on this, hit us up. Underdog just posted about it, so head over to their social media.
We'll tweet it
We're
out.
going to tweet it out.
Free food, free
Pigeons
beer.
will be there to watch the game and have a post-game episode for you. So if you're sick of hearing from all of the established commentators after the Eagles game, and you want to hear us talk about who wore what jersey and what T-shirt you can have and who acted like an idiot, feel free to tune in.
You never know who's
That'll
going
be
to
it.
show up for that show. You never know.
You never
You just
know.
never know. Underdogs involved. You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Just maybe.
You never know who's going to be involved. You got to tune in to see. It might just be me, Jess, and Fink, or it could be
One of these days, baby.
the
One of
underdog
these days.
people. But
All right.
we'll
Hey,
see.
thank you everybody for checking this out. Please come back and
Buy
see
a
us.
sweatshirt. Support
Buy a
us.
sweatshirt. Do check
Yo,
out
Philly's
We're-
about to
we're
go on that
idiots.
Red
Support
October
us.
run. Get you a Kirk Ring
Support
t-shirt.
morons.
brotherlyswag.com/collections/city pigeons.
Hey guys.
Thank you. Fink is with
So
us.
it's brotherly swag
Let's go.
/city
See ya.
/pigeons /